Al-Udeid. For 7 minutes, the nerve center of American air power in the Middle East was blind. Stay with me, because what just happened was not an attack on a base. It was an attack on an entire system architecture. This is not a story about an explosion. It's a story about a light switching off. The light was the data feed for CENTCOM's brain. A volley of precision missiles just cratered the runways. More importantly, they severed the fiber optic lines. The command center is dark. The aircraft are trapped. The system that projects power is paralyzed. Tens of thousands of US troops are without air cover. This is the blueprint for a new type of warfare. To understand how this happened, you need to understand the assumption the entire system was built on. Let's talk about the sanctuary. For 30 years, Udeid Air Base was considered untouchable, an unsinkable aircraft carrier in the desert. It is the forward headquarters for CENTCOM, the brain for all coalition air power in a 20-nation region. The base that houses the Combined Air Operations Center. The base that processes terabytes of ISR data every single day. The base whose existence was a symbol of efficient, concentrated power. But that concentration of force had become a critical vulnerability. The strategic math had changed. Let's talk about the attacker's arsenal. This was a two-wave attack designed with brutal mathematical efficiency. The first wave is not for destruction. It is for depletion. 150 low-cost drones and inaccurate missiles launched to drain the magazine of the defenders. Let's talk about the shield. Al-Udeid is defended by Patriot PAC-3 batteries, one of the most advanced air defense systems in the world. A standard battery can carry between 64 and 128 interceptors ready to fire. But the key words are ready to fire. Against a saturation swarm of 150 targets, the math does not work. The system fires multiple interceptors per target to ensure a high probability of kill, accelerating its own depletion. The first wave forces the shield down. Then comes the second wave. Not a swarm. Not inaccurate. The kill strike. 20 to 30 high-precision missiles with a circular error probable of less than 10 meters. That's the size of a small room from hundreds of kilometers away. They did not target buildings randomly. They targeted the nodes. Let's talk about the first system to fail, the ability to take off. The runways are over 40 inches of hardened concrete designed to support a B-52. But a precision missile turns that strength into a liability. Repairing a single crater takes days. Repairing multiple craters on a live airfield under threat is impossible. Every aircraft on the ground is now a static target. Let's talk about the second system, the ability to fuel. Al-Udeid holds millions of gallons of JP-8 jet fuel, enough for over 1,000 sorties a day. The adversary didn't target the tanks. They targeted the single pump manifold, the heart that pumps the base's lifeblood. Without fuel, there are no sorties. Even if the runways were clear, the base is grounded. Let's talk about the third and most critical system, the ability to think. The Combined Air Operations Center is a 60,000 square foot brain. Its connection to the world is a single, hardened, buried fiber optic trunk line. Not an attack on the building. An attack on the cable. T+1 minute, the chaos goes dark. The brain is alive, but it can no longer see, hear, or speak to the body. This begins the cascade. The integration that makes the base efficient is the same integration that makes the damage catastrophic. Let's talk about the military cascade. Every US air asset in the sky over 20 nations just lost its primary command link. The meticulously planned ballet of sorties, refueling, and ISR coverage instantly fragments. Planned strikes are aborted. ISR coverage of the adversary goes blind. Let's talk about the geopolitical cascade. The attack on Qatari soil forces a crisis. Allies in the UAE, Bahrain, and Saudi Arabia see undeniable proof the US security umbrella is no longer absolute. Their strategic calculus changes instantly. America's regional security architecture, built on perceived invincibility, cracks. Let's talk about the final cascade, strategic failure. The US National Command Authority is faced with a decapitated regional command. One side is fighting blind, creating a window of extreme vulnerability where the adversary has the initiative. From this morning forward, the age of the sanctuary base is over. The foundational assumption of American power projection for 50 years has been invalidated. Here is what this failure means. It means the concentration of force has transformed from an asset into a terminal liability. It means the cost-exchange ratio of warfare has inverted. You no longer need to defeat an air force. You only need to sever the three systems that allow it to function. The ability to take off. The ability to fuel. The ability to think. And it means that the superbase is no longer a fortress. It is a strategic trap. A threshold once crossed cannot be uncrossed. The nerve center is dark.